Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Scope workshop. So today we are having two guests. So we just recently wrapped up our second cohort of the AI video program. And today I'll be joined by Diego and James. Diego won an award for an coolest achievement, and James was one of our top 3 finalists. So today they'll get the chance to show a little bit more about their projects. They will answer your questions. So if you have any questions for them, please make sure to drop them in our Discord, or wherever you're watching this stream from. Just paste it there, and they'll get back to me. So as I said, we just wrapped our workshop. Sorry, we just wrapped our previous AI video program, but we are already preparing and getting ready for the next one. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But before I move on, I want to show you a little video that we had prepared for our AI video programs. So let's dive in.
This is a very unique experience of using AI to create various kind of things that you may have imagined.
With these real-time models, you really build new things that weren't possible before. Scope is a fun experimental tool to try out new real-time AI video generation capabilities.
It's a very nice program. It's future-proof. It's really innovative idea.
Great daydream is going to try to gather all these people.
Each person needs to kind of show off their own individual creativity. Daydream was so supportive in like every way, so I'm grateful.
The community is very unique and very inclusive and very friendly to other outsiders as well.
All right. So as someone already said, the community is very friendly and very inclusive, and we would like to have you join our next interactive AI video program. So a couple of things to keep in mind. We will be running two things this time in parallel. So the one is AI video program. This time we are focusing on people who are into VJing, into installation artists, creative technologists, people who want to build creative installations at the frontiers of the real-time AI video. And for that, you can scan this QR code, and there's a form. Apply to it. We will review it and get back to you. But there is also a new thing that we are just introducing, and that is our Artist in Residence program, or how we call it, AIR. So it's a smaller program. So for the first cohort, we are looking to recruit about 20 to 30 people to join it, similar to the previous cohorts. But the Artist in Residence program is different. It runs for about a month. And we are looking just to recruit 5 people. So there'll be more information about that in our coming events. You will also be able to find more info about that on the website. And I'm pretty sure that from the marketing, you'll be getting emails from us to have and get more information about that. But Artist in Residence program, as I said, is something quite new. We want to pair up with people who are having or plan to have in March or in April interactive or visual installations, and want them to use Scope as a part of their experiences. So those are the things that we are very much excited about. Our next cohort will be starting on March 9th. So yeah, make sure to scan this QR code for Artist in Residence and the previous one for our AI video program. Talking about QR codes, I'm nowhere done. I still have a bunch of them to share. So join our Discord. The entire cohort AI video program, but also most of our community hangs there. So this is the QR code to join our Discord server. I always say it's the best place to be at, because that was the first place where we are sharing information, news, all the new product updates, and you get the opportunity to collaborate and directly communicate with the team members. Some of the cohort participants in this previous program said that they'd never experienced such situation where they could collaborate so closely with different engineers and even the co-founders and other members of our team. So join our Discord, use that opportunity. We want to build together with you, but we also want to learn from you. And about, talking about building and learning from each other, Scope, as I said multiple times before, it's an open source project, right? So this is the QR code to our GitHub repo. If you want to contribute to it, if you maybe want to build on top of Scope or just understand how we implemented certain things, this is the place to be. So go ahead, explore it, open some issues if you notice something that's not working as it should be. We'll be super happy to improve those things and make them work for everyone. So again, Scope GitHub repo, as you were able to see it here. Join our Discord. This QR code will be for most of this program also available in the up left corner of your screen. So feel free to scan at any time, especially if you're watching this somewhere outside of the Discord, because we're streaming all over the place. Applications for Artist in Residence program are now opened as well, as are the applications for our third cohort of the Interactive AI video program. And now I want to bring up someone who was a part of our previous interactive video program, and that is Diego. Diego built something quite interesting. I'm sure he'll have the opportunity to share a little bit more about that. Diego, are you with us?
Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's awesome to have you with us. Give me 1 second. We can see your screen. That is great. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. I mean, a bunch of people who are watching this already know you from the community, but there's a bunch of new faces. So who are you? What do you do? And how did you even find about us? What's your involvement?
Man, I wear so many different hats. I guess I started off as an electronic musician that then wanted to have cooler shows. So I got into slicing out video into my live performances. Like I figured out how to send MIDI clips to like video clips, and then I didn't feel like that was enough. So I got into Touch Designer and started getting into real-time generative graphics. And around the same time, I started poking around with AI stuff that was doing just weird looking things about 4 or 5 years ago. So started vibe coding before I knew it was vibe coding with these interesting AI like models that were just like hallucinating like crazy, and I thought that it looked really cool. So this story kind of circles back to that, because one of the first things that I ever got into was called cellular automata, and that was the first thing that got me into coding, was learning how to make these guys. These like they look like a living organism. And so my project the goal was to get here to build a plugin, but first I just got so excited that you guys had LoRa's, and
okay,
yeah, and like for me, so like I've been making music videos with AI and training specific models. Like here's one of the singer that I trained a model with her, but then I made this stylized look where she's like being birthed in a moth like cocoon. And so I wanted this CRT look, so I shot everything through with a Blackmagic 6K camera and recaptured these images that have this like CRT kind of like look. So when I say CRT, that's like the older TVs that grew up in the 90s and stuff. And they have these scan lines and this cool look. So during the shoot, see right here, I have a video like recapturing it. So I had some downtime, and so I put some Touch Designer footage through it. That's here on the left. And my friend had some analog glitch gear, and so we were glitching it out. And so I thought for my project, that'd be cool to train a LoRa with this look. So that was my biggest goal. So at first, so let me also share this screen. You guys see this?
Yeah, we can see a bunch of, yeah.
Okay, so this was my input that I showed you guys earlier, the CRT stuff. And then this is my output. So this is some of the very first LoRa trainings. So at the end of the day, it's trying to figure out what it's seeing. And I use images, and then you have to give it descriptions. And so this is it learning like around 250 steps. And it's already figuring it out. So I'm doing a WAN LoRa. And like I think this is around 750 steps. So here's like the base step where it doesn't have any clue of the style, and then it's starting to figure it out. So it was really cool to do this project, because I love training LoRa's. That's one of my favorite things. So that's one of them. This is another one. This is the input, and this is the output. You can see that they are pretty similar. So It took about 2 days to train. It was expensive and it's laborious. It takes a really long time, but it was the coolest thing to pipe it into Daydream and see it like live. I think I played this little clip at one point because I really liked this clip because it had the default prompt in it. And then you can see how my LoRa takes over. It just wraps him up. Yeah, so
it gets completely like involved into the stuff that you introduce. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And so here's some of the text input, just pure text, and you can see how it's stylized. So it worked. So like that one worked, and then this is the video glitch one that I was originally showing you, and I thought this one was pretty rad. What he was doing because it looked pretty damn close. It was a little crunchy, but it worked.
How would you compare it to that? You mentioned at one point that you used analog glitch equipment before, and now you created something like that here. How would you compare? Like how close up was it, or how off was it? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it looked pretty close. Like definitely you can see that it's like kind of like almost like a different type of rendering of it. But I'd love to see that. I like testing these models to really make them hallucinate in a good way because I feel like they're trained on faces. It just wants to make a face this whole time. Like it wants to make a pretty girl or a flower or something like that. It's seen all over the internet, or like a cat. So I'm trying to steer it away and like make it do something very abstract. So I really love to like break things open. So yeah, it was really cool to see that how well it did.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, because it looks really, I mean, from one point, it looks really organic, the automata stuff that we were inspired by, but also these glitch effects are really well done. It's not just a visual effect that's being applied on top of the, like a shader stuff, right? It's more involving with the characters, and when you do the prompt blending and all the other stuff, it really gets to shine, which is awesome.
Yeah, and if you guys want to check out more of my work that I've done this, my website is diegochavez.io. And you can see like some of the previous like videos I've done where I've like made these unique LoRa's to like make a very unique style. And so I'm like blending real people with the graphics too. So I'm looking forward to building this in real time because this was all made like an SD 1.5 a long time ago. So I can't wait to build more of these things. But then I want to, if I still have more time, to quickly go over.
Go ahead. Yeah, you have time.
Cool. So I made the LoRa's. Also, I have them on Hugging Face on the Daydream post. So if you guys want to try them out, and
that'd be nice. Just tell us, those are the those are like the 1.3B LoRa's, or what's the
yeah, which one are these?
Because I know people have been building some for Korea, which is like a 14B model, and
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, this is all Korea. This is one.
This is all Korea. Okay.
14B.
14B. Okay, so this would be compatible with Korea pipeline in scope.
Yes. Yeah, that's how I ran it. The Korea, right? Yeah. Because I felt like that was like the most accurate so far. So then part 2 was building this crazy Python. First, I made a Python version of my idea. So in here's all these different cellular automata renderers, simulations, I think they're called. And then I added some cool little like swirl bubble so you can kind of control it a little bit, a little ring in there. So once I figured out like this could be made in Python, first of all, this is all vibe coded with Claude Code. So
I was about to ask.
Yeah, I have an understanding of what's going on, but man, it would have taken me ages to really make this. So once I had this working, I sent this over to Claude Code to then. And Claude Code is at the end of the day, if you guys don't know, you're talking to a terminal interface, and like it's helped me throughout this whole process. So I tell it what I'm up to. I take screenshots, or I have it make screenshots, and then it looks at what's happening. So and then we move that over into demoing it in over in what's it called? Sorry, the Daydream pipeline. So this was like a very simple one, and it started working. So it's kind of hard to tell, but it's being triggered. So this same input is triggering, like imagine this is the video input, is triggering the LoRa and the look. So after I did this and I actually got it successfully working, I was really bummed that I couldn't get this part working with the camera. Then I finally realized it was just an NDI thing. But that made me make it in Touch Design. So now I have a Touch Designer version. So
it's one of those things, like one thing led to another, and that's how you end up in Touch Designer. All roads lead there at some point.
Yeah, I love Touch Designer. I'm a huge Touch Designer fan. So simple NDI out, and I was able to, I'm not sure if I can do this live, but yeah, oh yeah, I can. So yeah, so this is like Touch Designer, right, live. And so now in scope, I can just feed it this pipeline, you know, I mean, feed it this like video input controlled over in Touch Designer. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Cool. I'll switch back. Whoops, wrong camera. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see you now, not your automata anymore. So another organic stuff that I can see. Man, this was, you know, equal parts beautiful and amazing at the same time, right? So tell me, your LoRa training process, how is it generally set up? How do you do it? I know there's a bunch of people always asking those questions. It's something that we are also interested internally.
Yeah.
I'm curious about your process. You could walk us through a little bit.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to vibe code a little piece of software that helps with that. So basically what I did was I chopped up, I made a script I had like really long segments of the video. So and they were all in like ProRes. So I just wrote a little script to make 5-second clips. So these are all like tiny 5-second clips. And then I'm using, it's called AI Toolkit. Whoops. There we go, this guy.
Okay.
Ostrus. So he has a really cool, easy to configure, helps you with LoRa training. I think I might have a little screenshot of it. I don't know where it's at right now. But yeah, so at the end of the day, you have to get a lot of data. So I mean, a lot like what's called a data set. And so I think this is like 25 clips, all 5 seconds long. So each model wants something a little different. So if you just like ask a large language model or you know, Google what it wants, and so I think this one was 5 seconds to 7 seconds, and then you give it descriptions, and then you let it just crank, and it takes about 2 hours just to give you like your first result. And so once you start seeing your results, you start seeing like here's some of the results. Like this is the very first one, that the base. So
yeah, this is like with the 0 stuff, it's not.
It doesn't see anything yet. Yeah, this is like just so you know your base. And then this is the very first 250 steps I got. And I was like, hey, it's learning. And so if I saw that it wasn't learning, I would start it again and like work on my captions or work on other things. But then I was really happy that this is what 500 steps. And I started definitely seeing it was figuring things out. And I probably could even stopped at 750 steps. So those are 750 epochs that it's running and learning and learning. And I stopped it at 1,000 because I thought like it started really understanding it pretty well, even the little tiny fragments.
That's amazing. So there's a comment from the community from Interpreter. He says, "I have also been fascinated by the game of life. Curious if you've looked into Stephen Wolfram's A New Kind of Science. He has investigated an interesting tangent and subset of game of life style simulations with time as the second dimension, as opposed to the traditional game of life." So
yeah, I'm
something for
obsessed
you
with
to-
that stuff, and I kind of feel like AI and all this, they all like are talking to each other. It's like we're building these little organisms, I feel.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I need to look into that. Please post a link. I'll take a look.
Yeah.
But I'm very fascinated about it.
That is awesome. Diego, I'll bring you back in about 10 to 15 minutes. Stick around with us. I want to invite, thank you so much for this. This is amazing. And I'm sure community will have a lot of other questions. I want to bring up our other finalist, and that is James. He worked, Diego mentioned CRTs, and Diego also mentioned a bunch of, the technologies that he's seen earlier and different visual effects. So James, are you with us?
Hey, it's
Jack. Sorry, Jack. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. My bad. Jack, welcome.
No worries. I was like, oh, you also called me AI Studios for most of the cohort too, so it's
Yeah, and I should have just stick with that. Everyone knew it like that. Man, it's awesome to have you. Congratulations on being one of the finalists, and your project was amazing. Something that we've seen earlier right now, like Diego showed us CRTs, and what better segue to what you did. So tell us a little bit more about yourself, about your project. Walk us through, give us a demo, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, hi, my name is Jack Morgan. I come from more of a tech and product manager background. I used to be a product manager for sports and metaverse companies. So I worked on the NBC Winter Olympics in 2018. So this was kind of ironic, given that was probably my biggest achievement in my professional career, was managing the Winter Olympics mobile app. And so developing this during the same time period of the Winter Olympics was kind of very very sweet in terms of nostalgia for me. But basically, I switched over to becoming a visual artist full-time in September of last year. I was doing AI furniture development and kind of really dug into all the AI tools and realized that I could really take on my big dream of utilizing AI to do visual arts using Touch Designer and Mad Mapper. So I started out doing like projection mapping. Did a cool event in the California Mojave Desert, which was really well received, and it kind of just snowballed from there. And then I started out with Touch Designer and Daydream Live, especially since I'm a Mac user. Being able to do the live AI streaming was a huge breakthrough for me, and then one of the team members from the team reached out and said that I was one of the select few people who had used the API for more than 1,000 hours in just 2 months. So you can see that it was definitely a favorite tool of mine, and I was using it for a lot of my first initial VJ performances. The first one I did was like an ugly sweater party where I used the Stream Diffusion and control nets and MIDI to do live audio reactive visuals with AI. And that was really well received. And so I kind of just kept on pushing the boundaries there. And then one of my friends asked me to help him set up a 45 TV CRT wall. And you can see what a CRT is behind me. It's this thing that you're currently seeing with the depth anything filter on. And you're seeing one above as well. So I'm applying different filters here and different slices to each of the different TVs. And I'm also showing you how I mapped these TVs as well to provide this experience. So basically what I have going, just to show you, is I have this Touch Designer project, and this is from one of my VJ experiences that I already had set up. So this is for a going away party for one of my friends. So I have some content from from their friends that I then mixed in with both my iPhone video and my FaceTime camera. And then it's all hooked up to this MIDI controller that another visual artist put together that I found online that's actually connected to the physical device. So I can change these knobs and sliders and things, and it also reacts, but it also reacts in the physical as well. And so that is controlling all of these switches and the color schemes and a bunch of other things. But that's not the main focus. So I'm going to switch back. Sorry. There we go. And so that's going through an NDI out and getting fed into this scene. Wait, sorry, too many scenes. Scene 2. Yeah.
What I can tell you while you're setting this up, someone already said like B1 equals depth mask. So yeah, it is from Jambreak. He was a part of our cohort. So people are already recognizing these things and seeing them. So this is such a nice moment. So yeah, like, I know this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So the people who have seen this before, I'm not sure how many people have all seen it before, so I'm trying to cover as much as I can. But I also put a webcam, like a picture-in-picture, so you can see the live, what's going on live, while in the canvas as well, which helps me because I can't see what's going on behind me, you know, as easily. And then, so then I have a webcam up that scope is pointing at. And so that's what's providing the depth anything filter right now. And so that's what's going on to B1. A1 is my NDI. And then that is what I kept it to. One of the main problems that I ran into is even though I've only been working on this for 3.5 weeks-ish, I've added way too many features. And if you have everything on, the performance of actually sending a slice to a CRT was massively slowed down. And so the last few days, because I have a show with at Gray Area in San Francisco tonight for a live performance where I'm playing back just an MP4, not like audio reactive, no AI. And I needed to make sure that that was smooth as possible. And so I basically took every single piece of the rendering engine and made it skippable. So if I want to just render the outputs, or if I just want to render the 3D, I can do all that. And if I have AI, I can programmatically add that so that it doesn't take too much load. And then also, I just recently added GPU windows so you can pass your CPU video through a GPU to smooth it out. I'm not going to share that either, but those are some of the additional new features since the demo day that I've added because I just can't stop. All right. Any other questions? I'm about to give you a musical performance here in a second. But any questions, Bieber, before I go? Anything else?
I can just share a couple of like the overall feedback that I'm getting. So people are vibing with your setup. They were curious, like, hey, what kind of a background is that? But I think that we're going to learn about that just in a moment. So
yeah,
hit it up.
And I have Groove audio reactive sound lights going as well. So that's another cool, fun thing that gets added to the thing. So here, I'll play this song. Hopefully this all works.
There's no holding me back, I'm breathing through you. There's a weight on my sin, whatever I do. I've been holding me straight for so long, I can't go back. I know that I'm too old to die young. Too old to break free. Holding me hostage, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Someone lit a fire of me. Burning hot, I can't breathe. Ain't this how it's supposed to be? Burning hot, I can't breathe. There's no holding me back, I'm breaking through you. There's a weight on my sins, whatever I choose. I've been holding this dream for so long, I can't go back. I know that I'm too old to die young, too old to break free. Holding me hostage, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. So a little flower of me, running out of can't breathe. Ain't this how it's supposed to be? Running out of can't breathe. Put your feeling hands on me. Running out of can't breathe. Ain't this how it's supposed to be? Running out of can't breathe.
There you go.
Man, that was sick. Man, that really awesome. That was really awesome. Like a full disclosure for everyone watching this, I had no idea this was coming. So we pretty much just said like, hey, do you want to join the workshop today and show off your project? We had no idea that we're getting this full show. So later on, you'll be able to see a bunch of comments that you got on Discord. You'll be already been hanging around there, so people know about you. So this was quite something. There's one request though. Can we get the zoom on A1 so people are seeing?
Yeah. You want to zoom in on A1? 1 second. Let me figure out how to do that. Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Hold on. How do I move it up? Sorry, 1 second.
I'm this close to saying vibe coded on air, but I'm not gonna say that because you might as well. So I'm not gonna say do it.
I can't really do it. Sorry.
No worries. No worries. All good.
I will.
All
I
good.
will have that eventually. But oh, here, actually, here. If you guys want to see what the outputs looks like, I can do this. This might be a cool thing to see. So now
That's
you
the
can
one.
see
Yeah.
A1 better. So this is actually what the slices are being sent. So this is what the technology is. It's basically taking a 16:9 canvas, and then you are telling it where you want the slice to be taken out of that canvas, and then it's taking it, putting it into a grid, and then sending it as one output in grid format, and then it's going into a physical 2x2 converter. And you can also do 3x3, and I'll show that here in a second. And then you can programmatically assign the slots. One thing that's really nice as well. I also have a mapping function, which has been super helpful especially for like the live event. So I'll open that back up. Oh wait, let me make that not full screen. All right. So if I turn the map function on, you can actually see the assigned zone and name. So because like you don't always remember which one you plug into where, and sometimes it's hard to remember and to map it all, this is a really helpful function that I've added the last few days that like, if I were to then put that back on the Mac Silicon ones, oops, nope, close. I gotta make sure it's full screen or else it won't work. Hold on, let me go into this, maybe. Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah, you can't really see right now, but behind me... Oh, I know what I can do. Oh, no, I can't. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see... So if you can see behind me, there's A1 and B1 on the screens themselves. It's kind of hard to see right now except by lighting and everything. What just happened? Oh, okay. I think
Good.
my app might have just finally died on me. Okay. Yeah, it looks
He's
like
vibing too much.
yeah, it finally just decided to die. Sorry. Well,
No,
I'm
man,
glad it died now. That was the risk for sure.
yeah, there is one question that I want to bring up, and I know that during the cohort you were saying that you were interested in getting more people to give this one a go, and that you also have this in beta. So someone asked, is this open source? Is it available on GitHub? How it works? How can people get involved?
So right now, because this is not just a straight plugin. This is more of a platform that's turning into a commercial situation. It's not completely open source, but anybody that was in the cohort or in this community, given the support that I've gotten, you guys are all considered in the beta group. So if you want in and want to test it out and want to give me feedback, I would love that. But just given the potential possibilities down the road, I haven't completely open sourced it yet. Maybe I will in the future, but I just don't feel comfortable doing that at the moment. But yeah.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
I just knew that there is this avenue for people if they want to give it a go. So
Yeah,
interpreter, if you want to,
please reach out.
Go
Please
ahead, reach out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll work.
And I'll be better about making sure I don't break GitHub to do that. Because I am vibe coding. These last 3 weeks, I think I'm averaging 12 to 13, 14 hours a day vibe coding this, mostly just because I love it and I can't stop thinking about new features and new ways to make it better. Like I was saying before, you have literally 50 different AI models now, because you can do AI generative now too. I think I said that in my demo day, but you can do basically any text to video, image to video, image to image, and then you can refine your workflows. The other thing I'm going to add is so that you can create and produce these things more in a pre-sense. So you could like create a whole visual experience in timelines, which is also something that is still in beta, is timelines, and HOS streaming as well is also in beta. As you can tell, it just continuously never stops and continuously. There's just so many use cases. So trying to keep it still reasonable and manageable is going to be an interesting balance to make. But yeah.
Jack, I suggest we bring Diego back.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Yeah, because
Thank you.
I think Diego is with us still. Hey, Diego.
You want me to stop staring now?
Hey.
Should I stop staring now? Okay.
It's not visible anymore. It's just us. Like, it's all good. So I remember when we were doing like a little prep for this one before Jack, you joined. And I can easily say your name because I see it written. I don't have to guess anymore. Diego said like, hey, I'm so happy that Jack will be joining because he's the guy that I would, reach out to and wanted to collaborate anyways. And then seeing, stuff that Diego was building around CRTs in his domain and you building this one. There were several occasions during this cohort where we've seen people saying, oh, I want to use your, node or your plugin or whatever. That kind of collaboration was really inspiring. I'm curious, first from you, Diego, and then Jack, you can go the next one. What was the most memorable experience for you guys as a part of this cohort? Was there some certain wow moment, something that changed how you're using Scope or how you're seeing AI video in your workflows? I'm just curious about that situation, if it happened and what it was.
Well, just in the beginning of Scope, just being real time was, that just broke my brain. I was like, we're finally here, because I've been generating clips for a long time, but to see it like pre-buffer like that, and then with the stylization with the LoRa's in real time, that's just crazy to me. So I do live visuals like for a living, and so seeing like what Jack was making is like perfect, where it's like we can get this real time AI look that I could like craft myself and then pipe it into a system like what Jack made. It's like a dream come true. I think like finally the ideas I had in my head years ago are finally coming true, and especially with like Claude Code and like the codecs, OpenAI codecs, and like we have these agents that are helping us not just come up with the code, but like making sure that it really works. Like that's the biggest breakthrough. I was like vibe coding with touch designer, like
Yeah.
having it make things in touch.
And what's interesting is that both of you used AI coding agents, vibe coded, however you want to call it, AI assisted development. I don't even care at this point, right? For as long as I'm seeing people creating stuff. So this was quite amazing. Jack, from your perspective, what was the moment in the cohort or during the program that changed things for you?
In all honesty, when I got Scope actually up and running, like I actually got it to me to send a prompt and it send the video back into my thing and have that live. I legitimately cried. It was like 2 a.m. and I was like, been working on it for so long, and it finally came in. And I literally, luckily, my parents were gone for 10 days while I was working on this, so I was the only one home. I legitimately cried and just like started yelling and screaming because I was like, finally, I got it. It basically, yeah, it's a dream come true for me as well. When I was at the metaverse company called MVU, we had these like live chat rooms where you can like, watch YouTube videos and share things with your friends. And I pitched a live event, room where basically someone was DJing live, and then we live streamed it in the room. And my team thought I was crazy. They're like, no, that's not possible. We're never going to get there. Like, you're insane. This like seeing Scope and like kind of really kind of got it going and brought me back to my dream of being able to have a live event stream that also works in 3D, which is still something that I'm like getting it so I can have the live going slices and 3D going and AI all going. I think is going to be the next thing that I try. But the fact that I'm now going to do this now live at one of the top interactive performance venues in San Francisco tonight, 3 weeks after building it, is absolutely insane to me. I can't say enough how this is.
That's the gray area stuff, right? I think someone in the awesome.
Yeah, and the people who are performing, like so there's 2 different visual artists. I'm just the media player guy and the CRTs, and then they're having 2 like they're facing each other, and then all the visuals are going to be Ableton and triggered through my other visual artist, who's basically been my mentor throughout. He's more the analog guy. He's the guy that has the 100 CRTs and all the and things. So we're collaborating together. I'm trying to convince them to collab with me on the next cohort so that we can do the 45 TV wall for the next one. But we're slowly making our way there. So
yeah, Jack, there's a question. Will the event be recorded? Is there going to be a chance for people to see it or see some parts of it? The one tonight.
Yeah. I'll post I'm gonna record like 3 different angles for sure. Because I'm also a videographer. Was in the film school and digital studies at USC, so that's where I kind of have digital studies background. So yeah, I'll film it all and share it with the
drop it to community. I'm sure people will love to see it.
I'm curious. It won't be AI. It's just going to be.
No, I get that. You said like it's the before this time, but for maybe some future gigs, I would love to
see setup that I had in Discord before, but it's going to be a little bit more separated, the 2 on the sides. So
pretty cool. Diego, with all this in mind, I'm curious, what's next for you? Like, what are the next plans? I mean, obviously, we're going to have our next cohort in AI video program, and we'll be focusing more on these kinds of experiences, like visual expression, VJing, and everything that's adjacent to that. What's up? What's next for you? Are you planning on collaborating with others? I know that you mentioned that. I'm just super curious about it.
Well, I really feel like, just going back to the whole Claude Code thing of like, I can finally build my tools. So I think it's all about now turning all these Python scripts that I was making to automate a lot of my workflow, like maybe making that its own app. And so I feel like just it's all about tool building for me. Like I think this whole year is probably going to be like make all these cool little things so I could just plug them in together and like now that I have an MCP talking directly to Touch Designer, like I'm talking to Touch Designer. It's the weirdest thing. I'm like telling it to make things. And so I feel like I'm gonna move really fast. So it's also like I heard Jack talking about, like it's almost, and I'm reading it on Reddit that people aren't getting enough sleep now. Like
it's a thing.
Yeah,
it's a thing. It's just not like, yeah.
I think I've averaged
pedestrian doesn't know.
4 hours for the last 3 weeks. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's nuts. Yeah.
And I feel like the rest of the world doesn't know. Like it's just weird. It's like I'm like looking around. No one's like being. It's like it's only us creatives right now. I feel, and like the people that were willing to jump are seeing like the potential. It's like ridiculous. But to answer your question, hopefully collabing with other folks, trying to work faster, think like better with this stuff, because sometimes it's overwhelming. So it is kind of cool to ground yourself and talk with other people that have made things and like how to approach really big projects. Like I really want to talk with Jack at some point about like how do, with such a gigantic project with so many pieces, like how did you incrementally like work on without like destroying the rest? Because sometimes AI could do that. We'll just like, oh, you want to clean that up? I'll just delete everything. So it's like hard to make small progressions and slowly move up.
I'm happy to talk about that. That's actually been a huge problem that like every new feature, like I have to like basically I'm on the highest Claude plan you can possibly have as a personal person, because the context window required just to make even sometimes UI changes is huge. And so I have to say, Bieber, thank you so much for that vibe coding session you gave on us, because that helped me so much, because I created basically a skill for every kind of section within my app. So whenever I'm going to go change something that has dependencies down the line, and this is also part of where my background is. I come from a product development background where my job was managing 8 different development teams that crossed over between a mobile app, a desktop app, a Windows-based app that was 32-bit that you had to still support, and like a crypto side and NFTs. So like kind of craziness is kind of my neck of the woods. So basically working with Claude as like the developer and focusing in on specific sections, and then when you're in specific sections, cleaning up those sections so that you don't have extra code. The biggest thing I did before I even start, like the day one of my scope workshop, my scope project, was cleaning up my code, because I had 18,000 lines of code in my app file, and so everything was complaining. It was so hard to find anything. And so I did a refactor of 15,000 lines, got it down to 3,000, and just componentize everything. You need to make sure that you're putting in, because the AI is not like your normal engineer. It's not going to tell you no. It will just do what you ask it to do. So you have to know what to ask it at the right time and how to feed it the right information. Because if you give it too much and ask it to plan, it's going to miss half of it. Give it the right information to start going, and then you see it start to go off track. You feed it the next information, being like, hey, this is the thing you need. Stop going down that path, because you're going to spend a crap ton of tokens going down the wrong path.
Two things on that note. One person told me, and like empirically, it seems to be true. When Claude or other agents start telling you, correcting themselves and saying like, you're absolutely right, that's the moment to cut that chat and start a new one, because it's already on the track to get itself confused. And the other comment from Airborne, and I like this one, he said, Jack doesn't just vibe code, he vibes. So that's what he had with you.
I appreciate
that's awesome.
One thing I have a oh, good. I had one more thing is on that, is that I've even pushed them so hard that like I broke via like virtual code assistant. Like there is a limit on how much images and things that you can give it. So if you have issues with that, come talk to me. I'll tell you how to avoid those situations. Even terminal started bailing on me, so I had to do multiple terminal windows. Sorry, keep going. I get excited.
No worries. It's normal. I mean, this is the kind of community where to get excited for, and talking about the community, there's a QR code, join it. There'll be more people like Jack and Diego there. Also people who don't like to sleep and like to vibe code and build stuff with us, which I think it's pretty cool. Diego, there's a question for you. It's related to your LoRa experience. How does the length of each training video affect the result? Like, how about the overall length of training videos? Is there a risk for overtraining or overfitting? So you said you chopped it into those like 5-second clips, if I remember. Did you notice any difference when with different lengths?
That's a tough part. It's like I wish I could just rent a very high-end GPU like a A100 or H100 now, to just like really drill down to those fine details, but it's just so costly to run this. And especially the WAN lore, like I needed even, I have it documented in my post, but I had to rent something even above a 5090 just to train. I could run it on 5090s, but I say just you have to just do a little bit of research on each model is a little different. So there's no like one thing about like it's 3 seconds, 5 or 7, but I think the sweet spot was around 5 seconds. And yeah, there could be overfitting. But that's why I set it to like I think around 1,500 steps, and I ended up just stopping at 1,000. So you got to keep an eye on it.
Diego, let's talk more later. One thing that I did build into the system is that you can on demand spin up any CPU with RunPod now, and you can pick which ones you want to help with your AI video processing, both from a media standpoint and a live video standpoint. So I might be able to help you with that.
Oh, great.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah, these things they're tricky. I've been training for a really long time, since 1.5 and images and like flux and all that. And so it's not all. I guess the biggest recommendation is making sure you have really good tags and comments about like what the images like what you're giving it. You need to make sure that whatever you're writing fits that. And I feel like, at least on my end, the more stylization, like it's not just Touch Designer I refilmed. It was Touch Designer going through an analog CRT like TV with an analog glitch board. Like if the more description of it helps. So I've written some like Python like scripts to help interject some of those like styles. But I realized that from a very like in the very beginning, like the more you know about like art direction helps. Like if you use like the right words, it could like evoke that. So
it's a very good point.
Yeah.
There's a comment, someone saying that I mentioned like overfitting as a risk, and someone said like, hey, if your goal is generalization, then yeah, overfitting is a risk. But if you want oddity and specificity and some hallucinations, like what you aim for, Diego, in that case, there is no real risk of that kind, right? He said, as a good adage, more data, more better. So pretty much you can rely on that one as well, which I think is good.
But I did have some failures. There's an old like the first AI animation I got into was called StyleGAN. It had this like really morphing looking effect, and I tried to train it on that, and it just looked really like low bit. And so you got to be careful what you feed it and make sure it's nice and crispy. And yeah, sometimes you'll waste a day, but it's like part of it.
Have you maybe used, like people are asking, have you used like an image analysis to generate prompts for training, or maybe even using AI to generate the descriptions?
Yeah. I think I made a Python script with like one of the Flash models of ChatGPT, like I think it was something something. But I heard, you got to look. Yeah, definitely use AI to help, because that just makes it go so much faster. But another thing I did was I gave it a list of like vibey words that like I wanted it to always have. And sometimes when you just let that run, it's not going to pick that up. So like I like putting like film tones, or like you can find like film, like real film stock, and put that, because there's like a lot of film emulation. So you can put like, I want a Kodak, P400 tone and texture.
To get that exact, like almost like a LUTs and the effects and all the combination of that together. I see, gotcha.
And sometimes I even put color corrected LUT in there, like I put like teal and orange LUT applied. Like the more decorative, beautiful words to like stuff in there to like give the aesthetic, then it can like kind of zone in, rather than just put CRT TV with 3D graphics, because it'll put a CRTV in like some cheesy 3D graphic. So
do you find that you like usually like ask like ChatGPT or Claude like to help you with those prompts themselves? Because like I find that asking the LLMs to like prompt refine like helps, and also like double prompting that just came out as something that like massively helps. I don't know if you've tried that yet.
Yeah, I do. You just gotta you have to guide it because it wants to give you a ton of fluff, and every token means a lot. And when it's doing a lot of work, so the more tokens is actually a bad thing. So you actually want to be very economical with every single token and token meaning word. So it takes every word like very serious. So it's like, I say make all your prompts as small and economical as possible, and your captioning, because you don't want to have too many just extra things in there because it's confusing all the vector points it's trying to hit to give that certain look.
Gotcha. Is it more in like the LoRa case you're saying, or just like?
Yeah. Sorry. Well, actually, I feel in both, and that's why I feel it's important to learn how a LoRa even actually is made, because then you're going to learn what's happening on the output. Like, so the more you wrap your head around like how this is even trained, then you can figure out how, like, what to get in the long run. Even if you're not using a LoRa, even if you're using like an IP adapter, it's like you can wrap your head around like, oh, what's it trying to like look at, and like what vector points is it trying to hit?
Yeah.
So I really like geeking out on that, and like, I don't know calculus, but I'll still read an abstract paper about like machine learning.
Here's the thing: you can use the agents to help you to,
Yes.
understand some of those things and explain it, not just for coding, right? Sometimes you see a new paper with very, very new things that you're not even aware of. You can literally tell, hey, explain it to me like I have this or this background. Explain it in the terms that I can relate to it, and that really, really goes a long way. Guys, it's been a pleasure having you today. Congratulations once again on competing within the program, winning your awards. I hope I'll see you in our community. As I said earlier, a bunch of people sharing your interests and sharing your vibes and everything that we're doing here are in our Discord, and they're also going to be part of our residence program, artist in residence program, and also on our next cohort. Maybe we'll see you guys there again.
Yeah.
In any case, it was a pleasure having you, Jack, Diego. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Everyone who has been just joining us, thank you for joining. I hope you learned a lot from Jack and Diego, and I hope that you'll join our next cohort or our artist in residence program and keep creating some crazy stuff that haven't even existed, 6 months ago, 7 months ago. So let's keep creating together. Take care and see you in the next one, guys. Take care.
Thank you so much, guys.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.